Hi everybody, welcome back. This is Mandy from Hope Designs. Here we're working on a 12-inch cradled wood board from Loli Veffy, using the bloom recipe. I'm going to attempt to do a semi-minimalist swipe using the bloom recipe. So I have some interference red and some interference gold sparkle from Colourarte. And I'm going to use Magenta and Paynes gray. The Paynes gray will be a Colourarte color. Magenta is a mixture of golden and Atelier. I combined two that I had already mixed together so that I wouldn't waste anything. So everything that I'm using to mix my paint is in the description box below. There's also a 20% promo code for anything on the Colourarte website, which is Mandy1120, all lowercase. And for my pillow, I'm using a black onyx from Color Place and a satin finish. So that's really the only difference, is I used a black pillow. So I'm going to be using a copper cell activator, and I'm going to be putting the cell activator on the palette knife and then kind of swiping with it. The cell activator is actually a little bit of a mixture. So Jody recently shared a video. Jody from Painted Dreamer recently shared a video where she did she used some acrylic and found out that it kind of sells up like Amsterdam paint does sometimes. So my sweet friend Muna sent me some to try. Thank you, Muna. And so the cell activator I already had mixed was Atelier, but the first time I mixed it, I opened the tube. A whole bunch of the like clear liquid had separated from the paint, and so it was super weird. It was like a whole lot of clear liquid. Sorry, that was my dog. And the rest of the paint was, I don't know, the consistency is weird. So the first batch didn't work properly as a cell activator because it seems like the paint may be separated in the tube. So I mixed up the acrylic as a cell activator, but it seemed like maybe the paint was almost a little thinner than it should be. So I tested it first, and it was selling up, just maybe not quite as well as maybe like an Amsterdam copper would. So I was thinking maybe I just need to play around with the consistency. So on this other side, I just did the same thing. I put some more cell activator on the underside of the palette knife and then just kind of swished it around. Now I'm just taking places that have a lot of cell activator, sorry about my big head, and just opening it up a little bit by kind of blowing on it, moving that paint around. And I haven't had very much success with my efforts so far with these, so I was kind of pleasantly surprised by this one. And so anyway, with the cell activator, what I did is I went ahead and combined what I mixed with the one I had already mixed up before. I also had some copper cell activator from Amsterdam that I had mixed up a while back, and I just mixed it in there. So this is kind of a mixture of a lot of them, because you can kind of get away with some cell activator variation on a swipe that you probably can't get away with on a bloom. So I love the way these colors did together. So what you see me doing now is I'm trying to tilt it a little bit to kind of break it away from that just middle line thing. It's kind of difficult balance to get the pillow paint ratio right. It seems like maybe I should have maybe thinned out my pillow paint just a little bit. because it was trying to kind of fold over on it when I was trying to tilt it, and it shouldn't do that. It should tilt pretty easily. But I did manage to get it to move around a little bit. I would have liked that middle to move just enough to, you know, maybe kind of create a little arch or something. And I didn't want to spin it too much and have it expand the cells too much. So I was creating this piece for a special reason, and I can't really reveal why at this point. I will later, maybe when I share the resin result with you guys. But I was very happy with the result. It's not perfect, but you've probably seen some of my train wreck attempts at a minimalist swipe in the past, and so I stopped trying to be so extra, and I just did kind of a really simple approach, and that worked really well. So I love these cradled wood rounds. They're so great for this kind of thing, and so easy to work with. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this experiment. I thought these colors looked great together, and although it's a fairly simple color palette, the interference colors will really pop once it's resined, along with, of course, the Paynes gray. But I really, really liked it. I was super happy. It's nowhere near what you might see from like Jessica or Niki, who do these amazing minimalist swipes. So still super inspired by those ladies. But if you guys follow my channel, you know I don't like to be bad at things. And so sometimes my learning curve takes a while because I get frustrated if I have one thing after the other seem to fail. Then I'll go back to what I can get a win with for a little bit until I can see some breakthrough there. But I ultimately will call this one a win. I love the way it turned out. Maybe not perfectly, but I really love it. My favorite part are the edges, of course, where the design kind of morphs a little bit. I tried a loaded palette knife swipe on, I didn't record it, but it was a disaster. Or actually I did record it and it was a disaster, so I didn't share it. Mostly because I was still trying to put stuff on the palette knife and like the paint started dripping down the side, and I was like, I'm clearly putting too much paint on here. So I was like, you know what? Get it down on the surface before you try to be extra and do the loaded palette knife swipes. I still kind of want to try a swirly swipe. I remember the first time I saw Billy do that, I was pretty amazed by that, and she does some amazing ones. So I'll try it maybe, but I have to keep practicing some of these. But I ultimately really, really liked this. I almost used a dark blue pillow paint. It's a little bit darker than like an Anchors Away. It's a mist tint that I got, and I really like the color. And I almost used it, but I thought, you know, I think the Paynes gray will have a better contrast on a black background, and I was really glad that I made that choice. So here I'm just trying to make sure I get enough of the paint off so it doesn't crack, and then I'll give you a little close-up. Don't forget, social media links are listed below, and our Facebook group called Fluid Art Friends is also listed below, so we'd love for you to join us. Share your creations with us. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more of these. I have black paint all over my hands and my forearms at this point. You can kind of see how crazy they look. So, but I really, really liked this. And I checked it this morning. It seems to be drying very well so far. So I was showing it to my stepdaughter, who was in the room with me too, and asking her, should I stop spinning now? So, but that right there that was just kind of close to your angle is my favorite part.
All right, so
All right,
here's
here
our
we go
close-up.
for the close-up.
And I'm like standing on a stool, so I'm sorry
Okay.
if I
Oh,
seem
no.
like
I'm turning
far
off
away.
the ring light for you.
So my favorite part
Okay, here
is
we go.
this right here.
This is my
Those
favorite part
cells
right
are
here.
so cool.
With the dimension
and I
of those
really
cells.
like the direction and the composition
I
right
love
here.
it. And that Paynes gray from
I'm still trying to
Colourarte
find
is
the
a
right balance
beautiful
between how
color.
much pillow you leave on
This
for
other part right
a
here in
negative
the
space
middle,
swipe, because
going kind of to the left, is my other
just
favorite
when I think
part.
I have too much, it doesn't slide
Just
the right
super
way.
beautiful colors. And the
I don't know.
magenta
I'll figure that out.
is not overpowering. It's kind of a nice pop. You
I
can
really
see
think this is going to
some
be
of the effects of
beautiful
the
under
interference
resin.
right here.
And my
Really
other favorite
beautiful.
part is this
Kinda
right
just
here.
Merges into the
And
design a little bit.
that interference red.
I absolutely
and some interference gold sparkle from Colourarte.
I like how some of the cell activator got a little wispy. Adds a little interest, I think.
The copper really
anyway,
looks beautiful with these colors. So although I really wanted to have a little bit more movement,
at this particular
so
type.
it's not such a straight line.
And
considering
I want to do
all
another
of my other
kind of
efforts so
regular
far have been a total bust,
swipe soon.
I'm happy. So
I have some colors in mind.
Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to
but
like,
I was so
subscribe.
happy to finally have a win.
Leave me a comment. Let me
you
know what you
guys
think.
know if you paint
And
how it goes
don't forget
when
about that
you have fail
20%
after
off
fail after
for
fail.
Colourarte's website.
Anyway, thanks for
in the description
watching.
box
Please
below,
like, subscribe, and leave a
code
comment. Have a great day.
Mandy1120. Thanks again. Take care.